is not just gonna blow your mind, it's gonna blow your soul.
He's on fire! Boom, shakalaka!
Welcome back, everyone, to another glorious episode of the Little Jolly Gamer Show podcast. Today is the 2nd of March, 2018. This is episode 78. And before we get started, and before we introduce who we are or anything like that, we just want to let you know thank you so much for watching the show, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you found us, and listening to us on RSS feeds. Thank you, our RSS audio listeners. You can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Podbean, anything that has RSS feed, you can find us there. And you know because you're listening to us right now. And like, comment, subscribe, helps us out a bunch. I am Brandon.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Brad.
Brad is filling in for Steven today. Steven's absent. He's our normal host. Brad, a returning guest.
He's been here a few times.
Thanks for filling in on short notice. How is everyone doing today?
Good. Excited. Nervous. Scared. Talk about later in SideQuest.
All right, Brad, you doing?
I'm great.
You doing good?
Great.
Okay, I'm doing pretty good. It's Friday. I always feel good on Fridays.
Yeah.
Friday's my favorite day of the week usually because you know it's.
Chick, come close to me.
Where you supposed to be?
Hey.
Nah, something about eating booty. I don't know the rest of the words.
Just think of the little chubby kid who was a little dance.
Oh, I forgot about. You know, I made that video 2 years ago.
Is that old?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeesh. I'm getting old. You're getting old. We're all getting old. Children get older. Dissy chicks. All right. I'm doing fine, everyone. Let's start off the show the way we always do, talking about what video games we've been playing, because this is a video game podcast, and we talk about video games and nerdy things. Sometimes we talk about movies, sometimes we talk about cartoons, anime, stuff like that. You got a movie to talk about? Mm-hmm. But let's talk about what video games we've been playing in the past week. Brad, you're the guest. Why don't you go first?
Last time I was on the podcast, I was talking about how I was hooked on Gran Turismo Sport. I am still hooked on Gran Turismo Sport. I brought my gaming rig here with me today.
It's sick.
We've been VR gaming on the.
So when you say gaming rig, it's basically like a racing chair,
it's legit.
and like
that's
an actual steering. What steering wheel? What's the
That's
product?
the Logitech G29, I think it's called.
So it's a steering wheel with haptic feedback. Has a little
force
feedback.
Force
It's got the little
feedback.
paddles. Has buttons on it.
Mm-hmm.
It has its actual steering
Yeah,
wheel.
it feels a-okay.
It feels like that.
Yeah.
And you have hydraulic feedback pedals.
Yes, there's a resistance, hydraulic resistance, and
Some
the brake
smashing,
pedal.
some spring-loaded.
So you
plastic.
feel the
So
brake.
when you're hitting those brakes, you're like, ugh, go down!
You gotta
Yeah.
slam it. That's why I had to get the metal frame to put the seat on, because you slam that brake, you'll push that seat through.
There was times where I was like, the whole thing was shaking.
It's intense. It's intense.
And I actually played a little bit. We played that in VR.
You have VR, so that's why I brought it, because I wanted
Yes.
to try it in VR, and it is impeccable.
It's crazy, man.
It's
I've got borderline motion sickness because I played it for probably a good 30 minutes, half hour.
Yeah.
And I did the go-karts. I did the rocket car.
Yeah.
I
The
did.
rocket car.
So if any of you have a chance to do
hurts.
VR on a proper rig, definitely do it.
And of course, we drove regular cars, and
It's a tad bit expensive though.
Oh,
The
yeah.
steering wheel's about $250. Thankfully, I already had the seat.
I mean, it feels like it's expensive.
VR is going to cost anywhere between $200 and $500 depending on what
But
package
that was the cheapest steering wheel I could find right now, because they don't make cheap steering wheels anymore.
It's cheaper than actually buying a car and just driving around in real life.
Yeah. Well, it's more fun to drive around on there than it is in real life. You have to deal with
Slam into the wall.
You have
Yeah.
a Lamborghini on there.
Yeah, and you have a Volkswagen bus in there.
About 30 miles an hour.
30 miles an hour max out.
Downhill.
Actually, I hit 80. I hit 80. Alright?
So I've also been playing Steep. I've been digging through
Oh,
the
yeah.
archives.
Tell us
I
about
brought out
Steep.
Steep. So I was watching the Winter Olympics
Yeah.
and got me hooked on snowboarding. I was like,
Got a little inspired. Sean White.
I want to play Steep.
Yeah.
So I was playing Steep, and since the last time I played it, it's been about maybe a year and a half. And they've had a few updates since then. So they have like their rocket wings, they have like a new paragliding, you can do base jumping, and there's like a little rickety wood sled that you can go sliding down the
Oh,
Alps.
rickety wood sled.
It's
A
legit
toboggan.
rickety wooden sled.
Toboggan.
And
A toboggan?
Toboggan.
so I wanted to use the rickety wooden sled. So I go on there and it's grayed out. And it's like, what do I gotta do to get it? It's like, oh, you gotta download the DLC. I was like, DLC, great. So I go in the options menu. You can buy it on your own, just the sled. You don't have to get the whole DLC. So to see how much money you will have, and I didn't have enough money, So I was like, let's see how much it would cost me to actually buy the in-game currency to get the sled. It would cost me about $20, $25 to get enough currency to get the sled. It's like, well, let me go see how much the DLC is, because I can probably get it for less than $20. The DLC's free. The DLC's free. So what's the point of giving me the option
Good job,
of
Obi.
buying? Why
Are you
would I
sure?
buy it?
Are you sure? Like, do you get to like play through the DLC to unlock it? Like,
no.
so you got.
I have it. You just download the DLC and unlocks everything. So
someone-
why would they give me the option to buy it?
Someone goofed on that one, dude.
I'm just thinking
no
of the
idea.
Olympics as an official term, the rickety wooden sled.
Well, that's
Here
not part
comes
of
the rickety
Olympics.
wooden
Representing Germany and the rickety
There
wooden
is
sled qualifying.
There is the Road to China Olympics pack that you can download, and it's like $40, I think. I didn't get
Yeesh.
that, but I got the Winterfest and the Extreme pack, which were free.
So we played the beta.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that game. a
Yeah,
lot.
snowboarding was fun.
I don't do
Snowboarding.
any missions though.
The coolest part about that game was that we
It
would
was freestyle.
we would go on like there'd be a trail to say, oh, this is the Kessler run. So you have to anytime you do the Kessler run, once it's over, your score sets, and your friends can see that score and try to beat that score.
Yeah.
So we would often just do the same run over and over and over, and Jacob would land on a sick trick, and he would set the high score, and I'm like, oh, I want to beat that.
Right.
And so I would beat his score, and he would come back and beat my score, and we would just whoever would have the best run. And the cool thing was you could just reset it, and it would just put you right back at the top.
Another thing about that game, you cannot play it offline. It will not let you.
It's one of those
I brought
games.
it with me to work in Texas, and I tried to play it there. It would not let me. You have to connect to the servers.
That's kind of stinky. But I guess that makes sense because you're setting times.
Yeah,
But
and
the whole game is based around it.
yeah, remember all the
Right.
people you could see on the mountain
It's
too?
constantly online.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense, I guess.
But that's it. That's all I've been playing. Nothing
Nice. Jacob, would you like to talk about video
Yeah,
games?
you played Fortnite with us for a little bit. I'm not
I
going to talk
did.
about it, but
I did play Fortnite.
we had a pretty epic moment there at the end.
Yeah,
We won. We won one.
we won a round of Fortnite, partially to my tactics.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm freaking Solid Snake in that game.
You're like a little kitten though when it gets intense. Like, oh man.
You know why? Because I never have guns. I never have any guns. I'll have like this really awesome rifle, but like, yeah, I have 10 bullets. I'm like, what do I do? But I'm really good. I'm the dude that stays alive. I
That's
stay.
usually me.
I stay alive, and then once I get to the end, it's me and like 3 other people.
He's
I'm like,
not there.
I don't know what to do because I don't have any weapons. Like, I'm just gonna wait it out.
I'm in this bush for 3
I'm gonna
hours.
wait for this guy. Yeah, I'm just gonna. That's it. Yeah, it's right in the bush.
Yeah.
No, it was okay. It's same game it always
Same
has been.
game.
I mean, some new weapons.
Yeah. They added a hunting rifle.
Am I more really?
It has no scope. Use a sniper rifle on it, but you can use the crosshairs not to have a scope.
That's
And
cool. It sounds like the one gun I would want in that game.
It's from Save the World. They added it to them.
Do I feel more inclined to buy the Battle Pass? Not really. I still feel like I would play the game enough.
I know you want John Wick, but I agree. I like when we were sitting there talking, like, man, it's really fun having you play with us, but you would literally have to play a lot. Now,
I wouldn't have enough time.
understand now, me and Nick just finished, we just about finished week 2 challenge, opened up yesterday, and we pretty much almost cleared it all by ourselves. There's one more challenge we have left, and I'm in the 30th, 40th tier, and that's 100 tiers. It's only week 2. There's 9 weeks.
Oh,
So,
yeah, it's doable.
It's possibly doable.
You
yeah.
play every day though.
I do.
Say I don't
And,
play.
yeah, and I get that. So I understand that. When Save the World does come out, though, I really want y'all to download it and try it with us. Just to give a chance. Because if it's not what you like Seth did it, and it was like, yeah. But early vanilla Save the World's kind of, now they've gotten a lot more stuff to play around. Just like that.
The more it goes on, the more interested I get in it.
Yeah. So I did add a new game. Last podcast we discussed with Seth about Metal Gear Survive. And before going into the podcast, I stopped by GameStop. I had a GameStop $25 gift card from my sister for Christmas, and I was like, I'm gonna get Metal Gear Survive. I was like, wait a minute, no, they don't talk about it. I'll wait. And I ran into a game that we played on beta in demo.
You made the right choice.
Really?
Well, I don't think you would like that game.
I don't think I would either.
I don't think you would like
Portal Knights. It's a chibi Minecraft RPG. It's literally like a chibi version of Minecraft, but with an RPG element. There's a warrior, a ranger, and a mage. And there's level up tiers, and each tier has. What's really cool is you can unlock like 2 set of skills. You can be bow specialization for the ranger, or crossbow, or sling. And you'd think, all right, like you think World of Warcraft. Once you slot that, that's where you're going. You can change on the fly whenever you want to.
That's cool.
When I say chibi, they have like this Lego, like really big head, goofy face, and they all kind of speak gibberish. But when we
It looks
played
like it looks like a My Sims game.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, exactly what you're talking about. Well, we played it. We played the demo, and we were like, "Nah, this was okay." I think we even talked about it a while back on the podcast, and we kind of never picked it back up. While I was playing, the Switch added Dragon Quest Builders, and we played that one on the Dragon Quest Builders. It's okay. It's got more of a story, but like the combat at the end of the day is your little dude just swings a stick, and he breaks stuff by swinging a stick, and he kills stuff by swinging a stick. And this is all you do. I mean, you just wag back and forth. So with Portal Knights, it's actually cheaper. I think Dragon Quest is like $60 for the full game. Yeah, my Portal Knights is $30, and like my little archery guy, he has like an evasive maneuver, so he's shooting his bow and stuff, and I can like back roll when I'm getting too close and stuff. So there's a little bit to it, but remember we played with it. There was the Minecraft element, and it was okay. Like, there's a few things you can do. Once you upgrade your bench, there's so much stuff. There was an event going on where I had to go into this like. So the purpose of the game, so I'm gonna go back to it, is there's really not much of a story. If you want a story, Dragon Quest Builders. But with this one, like the world has shattered, and there's these portals connecting these little fragments of the world, which are the procedurally generated worlds. And you are the Portal Knight, and the Knights go in, and the only ones can jump through the portals to bring the world back together. That's essentially the story, but really it's there, but it's really just go do it.
Don't you have to like complete certain tasks to open up the portal to the next world?
Yeah, really. That really just comes down to killing stuff, and you get fragments of the blue square that you need for the portal, and you get to fill in those 6 blue squares, and then once you do that, you can jump through. But there are tasks, and that's what I was getting to. There's really no story, so if you just want to go nuts and explore, go for it. But there is a quest line story. You'll run into people in the world and like, hey, go kill 5 bugs, or hey, I need you to go make me a wooden sword. So there's a little side quest over here if you find them. So it's got a real big. Think Minecraft. If they threw just a little bit of a story in it, because Minecraft has no story. It's just go.
Well, it does now, but it's
yeah. But with this, there's an RPG element to it, so that kind of keeps you going.
Minecraft has a story mode game called Minecraft Story Mode, actually.
I played as horrible.
And you guys don't know what you're talking about. This podcast sucks.
Is that Julie Larry King again?
I don't know. This is an angry, disgruntled Minecraft fan. I'm unsubscribing.
Minecraft Alpha Team right here. Alpha.
Yeah, I do. We did have pre-alpha.
Oh yeah,
Minecraft.
we did. You got me into it before it went huge.
Yeah.
But anyways, I really enjoyed it. It's been something I actually where like I'll get online because I've been missing you guys a little bit at night and I haven't been able because I've been getting home so late, and so I'll get on and Nick's on or Nick will be on. I'm like, I kind of want to finish Portal Knights, and he's been playing Tomb Raider, so that kind of works. And then eventually we'll go play Fortnite. So it's been pulling me away from Fortnite, and for a chibi Minecraft RPG game, it's on Switch. So you have an
Switch
offline,
fuel.
and it's co-op. So me and you can play if you had it on the Switch online, or if we had a PlayStation. So yeah. We play locally, and we can split screen.
You can local play.
Now I don't know if you can turn the controllers, but if I had my Pro controller and you had my Joy-Cons, we can split screen, just like Minecraft. Yeah, Switch. Yeah. So it's really fun. I enjoy it. I'm learning more and more about it, but there really ain't much to talk about other than it's a builder and.
I need a butt ton of money.
That's about it. Portal Knights and Fortnite.
Nice.
A little bit of Sims.
I'm going to talk a little bit more about Metal Gear Survive because I finished it.
Oh.
I finished
the single player.
I finished the single player.
I don't sound too excited.
It's not bad. It's just I'm done with single player. I don't want to play it anymore.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can. All right, so you finish the game and events happen. You beat this bad guy. It's whatever. So the beginning of Metal Gear Survive is really, really difficult. It's like unrelentingly difficult. And then once you kind of figure out how the systems work and how to keep your guy hydrated, how to get your people growing food and all this stuff, like at this point, my guy, it's more. I have so much food, it's going bad in my inventory because like it's spoiling. But you can remedy that by smoking food instead of cooking food, so you can like make jerkies and stuff. But like, for example, I have tomatoes, and I keep them on my guy. If I keep them for too long, they go bad.
Can you make gerbil jerky?
You can make like smoked gerbil, yes. You can smoked anything. But no, I'm to the point to where my guy I'm just eating just because like, okay, well, I'm about 70% time to eat, and I have a list of food items. I have a list of drink items. So that's not really a thing anymore. Collecting materials and components has gotten kind of boring because it's just kind of go out here and get this. So the base building aspect is all post game. It's like now you can do this, now you can do that, now you can send these teams out, and everything works in real world time like a mobile game. So if it says, hey, 12 hours, these guys will be back, 12 real-world hours will have to go by before they come back with the supplies you want, and it's a really slow process, and it's just not worth the hassle.
Like I say, what's the point of building your base up and defending it once you kind of beat
Well,
the
once you beat the game, you can do you can activate the wormhole digger at your base, which also gives you the convenience of using your base, but it's a longer timer, and your stuff is more liable to get broken. But if it says 2 waves, you finish the first wave, and then it'll be like halfway to rank S. And then it's like, would you like to initiate would you like to initiate wave 2?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead, I'm ready.
Just keep up
and
the
then
pace.
it's like, oh, my base didn't get beat up that bad, just go ahead and initiate it. And it says, oh, you actually have to wait 12 hours.
there it is.
Money.
Or you
There
can
it
spend
is.
some real money on SV coins.
No, thank you.
And no, I'm
just
not
play
for that.
something else.
And then if you get the S rank, I mean, if it was a game that was, if I felt compelled to play it every single day, then yeah, then I wouldn't have to worry about the coins because I'm like, oh, I'll just come back and do this tomorrow. I'll be ready.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't want to because like the rewards are just like more things for your base to put in your base to help defend it for the next time you do it, and it's just a huge time sink. So single player
Candy
is
Crush.
single player is gone. I'm not. I don't play single player anymore.
Yeah.
I play multiplayer, and that's still fun. I see myself getting tired of it pretty soon, not because of the gameplay, but because there's only like so many levels, and I mean, you can only play so many levels so many times for you to get tired of it. And they're not adding new maps. They're not going to do it. And this game hasn't sold well enough, and it uses the same landmarks as Phantom Pain, and they used all
Same
of them.
locale. Yeah,
So there's not going to be any more. But when I play it with a friend, it's fun. It's enjoyable because it's like, hey, we got rank S, we got the cool stuff. And then without a friend, you play with randoms, it's really hit or miss. Is it worth $40? Probably not. Is it worth $20? Yeah, I'd say so. If you can get this game for $20, sure, pick it up and play it. Don't buy it for $40. That's what I'd say. I give it a 3 out of 5. I give it a 6 out of 10. 3 out of 5 whenever you first play it. After you're done with it, let's go down to 2 out of 5.
Really? Because your last score was a 3.5. So you were fine. I finished the game.
If you're playing this game for single player, it's 2. It's 2 out of 5.
Ooh, that's
like a 4. That's like a 4
just
out
don't
of
get
10.
it.
Yeah, it's like don't get it. And then if you're playing with friends, if you have friends like who constantly play, 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. So
Like-
if you're like Metal Gear,
Yeah. So that's what I have to say about it. I'm kind of done with it.
Okay.
And if Seth is on playing it,
Yeah.
then I'm like, okay, let's jump on, let's play. And they are giving us coins, like they give you daily login bonuses, so you can use those coins for like boost pass, where you'll get more energy and more components faster. It's like accelerated gameplay, you know. Or you can buy that with real coins, which is real money. But I'm kind of done with it at this point, man. Like I don't. If Seth's not online playing it, I don't want to play it. Yeah, it's at that point.
There might be something coming up big with GTA. So.
Yeah, well, GTA's drip feed is over, so usually there's a DLC
Something.
right around the corner. So that might happen. And I really haven't been playing anything else.
The kind of slow week.
Yeah, I can't really think of what else I've been playing. Not much.
We really need to jump back into Division. I kind of miss the Division a little bit.
Yeah, we're playing the
Brent
Division.
picked it up, but
Brent-
I don't know how. But he's getting married, so I don't know how much
Yeah,
more
he's
time
getting married Saturday.
next weekend.
Not this Saturday, not tomorrow, but
Next
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, Mr. White. Yeah, marriage.
Marriage.
I'm trying to think of if there's anything else I
You
played.
finished Shadow.
No, I didn't finish Shadow of the Colossus.
You been playing Dragon Ball anymore?
I am playing Dragon Ball. It's really on and off though. I just kind of jump in and spar a little bit and jump off. I still haven't finished the story mode in it because it's not really that good. But the fighting in it's really fun. I think that's really it, man. I've just been logging into Metal Gear and I think playing a little bit of GTA here and there. I had a lot of stuff to do this week, yard work and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Summertime.
Spring
is
is coming around.
springtime.
Well, it's, yeah, I was say we don't have
get
spring
spring.
in Louisiana.
So, unfortunately, not much to talk about from
That's
the
all
game
right.
front from my end. So, let's jump into gaming news. Guess what? There's not really any news to talk about. I have one thing I want to talk about. There's a new Overwatch character.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Brigitte.
Brigitte. She is Torbjorn's daughter and Reinhardt's armorer. She makes armor for Reinhardt.
She's like, what's her name? And off of Full Metal.
She's like Winry. All right, so can I tell you, out of all the characters they've ever released, this is what makes me want to play this game the most. She looks like the coolest character they've ever made.
She got a one-hander and a shield.
She has like a one-handed flail. It's like a mace and a flail in one, so she can whip people with it. And then she has a shield that's not. It's not as
quite as
wide.
big as Rein's.
It's not wide like Reinhardt's, but she can put it up and she can bash people with it. And if she bashes Reinhardt, it cancels his shield for half a second. So you can drop a shield. You can interrupt other people.
When you sent that link on our text message feed about the trailer for it, I was like, I have to pull Overwatch out and dust it off there
because that character looks really cool. In fact, that's my character. I always play. I've said this a million times. I always play support. I'm always a dude who's I've got a shield. I can block. I can defend
I
for
play
you.
tank
and she has armor
Overwatch
boosts, so she can't heal, but she can boost armor and make pretty much give you extra health that's not health. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it's the yellow health, yellow bar.
Yeah, she gives you the yellow, and then she has capabilities as far as fighting and defending as well.
And I've completely missed the other one, the healer / debuffer, Kara.
Oh yeah,
I completely forgot. I never updated her. I never got to play her either. So
this is 20. This is a 27th character.
Is it? Oh, I don't know where the number is.
I think she's the 27th character.
Okay.
But this character looks really, really cool. If there's any character has made me want to play this game, it is this one. She just looks cool. She looks cool, man.
No, you know when you saw a video, because I visit this Facebook page about for keeping up with my good grief, I'm turning into when I say it. I'm stuttering over my words.
I'm not gonna say it. Pop the picture. I'm gonna do it.
No, frequenting Overwatch Facebook page, and anyways, there's always a topic that comes up, and it's about her, and I've seen her picture before, like, people are rumored, like, this might be the next character, it's Torbjorn's daughter, blah, 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 and then after that, it kind of died down, and that came out, boom, and we're like, oh, yeah, it's real.
Very cool, man. Go watch the developer video about it. They talk about, they haven't showed, like, all her utility yet, but really cool support character. I'm assuming she's going under the support class.
You know what? I don't know.
Because she has a little bit of everything, man.
Well, I last time I talked about Overwatch in the podcast, I think I mentioned that it's either offense heavy, then you have tanks, and so we've gotten a tank, we've gotten 2 healers, and we've got like 2 offense characters. Well, we've got no new defender. That's the ones like May or the snipers.
Yeah, she might be under defender.
So I hope they do good.
I think she
and
might be.
Torbjorn is a defender.
I think she might be a defender as well.
Yeah,
like Doomfist is cool, but
I didn't care for him.
But this he had a lot of hype behind him.
Yeah,
this character came out of nowhere and it's really piqued my interest. So
did you see where the developers released a video of was it Zen walking?
Oh, Zenyatta.
Zenyatta.
Yeah, Zenyatta walk. Everybody was like,
you should put. I'm gonna show you real quick. You should put a little clip on the bottom of the video.
Everybody was talking about making Zenyatta walk. They put that in the game.
Look up Zenyatta walking.
Well, you guys wanted it. We gave it. There you go. Have fun.
It's gonna haunt. The hideousness of that video will haunt my dreams forever.
Looks like one of those Team Fortress mess up game mod.
You know, I'm talking about that Mr. Deeds, the hideousness of that foot will haunt my dreams for all my days.
For all my days.
Injustice is getting a legendary edition. Ooh, told you that was gonna happen.
Yeah,
Basically, it's a $60 version that not only do you get the game, but you get all the DLC. And also, this is not really news, but Tony Hawk's. I mean, we already knew this. I don't know why this is a headline. Tony Hawk is no longer associated with Activision for making Tony Hawk games.
Yeah, I heard
that's kind of old news.
That directly from Tony Hawk on those like skateboard videos.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I think now it's just official.
He basically said they own the rights to it. He can't do anything with it.
You're right.
Well, 5 was a big bucket of terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wasn't that good. And then here is an interesting news story.
We'll say this one because I got a little quick story.
Sure, go for it.
That's probably a big deal. I think Steve brought it up. We were talking about it a while back about, not in podcast, but, and not just Steve, maybe Seth in our regular talk about how Microsoft seemed to be getting the good gold free games, and PlayStation's on the back burner. And bruh, for March we're getting Bloodborne and Ratchet and Crank.
Ratchet and Crank.
Ratchet and Clank. Golly. That's a huge lineup for both games to come out.
Dude,
for free.
Ratchet and Clank is an amazing game, and Bloodborne is an
Bloodborne
amazing
was a
game.
lot of 2015 Game of the Year for a lot of gamers.
Yeah.
That was their number one. So, pretty cool. Good job, PlayStation. Countering what Microsoft is.
Oh man, that Ratchet and Clank, dude.
It was good.
I highly recommend people play it.
And I'm going to piggyback my news story off of yours because it kind of relates to the same thing. I got an email from Sony, and it's a purge, basically. You got a year to prepare for it. But I'm going to read exactly what they said. After March 8th, 2019, the monthly games provided to PlayStation Plus members will no longer include PlayStation 3 or PlayStation Vita titles.
They're getting
They're getting rid of them. Are they making room for a new console?
No. No. But they, you do get to keep your old games if you downloaded old games. Like I have some free games on my PS3. I really should have just kept adding them to my thing.
PlayStation 3 lineup was really good.
Yeah, I have a lot of good free games, but as long as I have my PS Plus membership, I will be able to go back and play those games. I'm not gonna delete them from your hard drive or anything.
Yeah, keep them in your library.
Yeah.
They're just not going to offer anymore.
Yeah.
Basically.
Here is the last
so yeah.
and only news story. There's like the biggest news story that happened this week, and it's actually kind of tied into some political stuff. I don't like to talk about politics on this show. I don't like to make it seem like we lean one way or the other because everyone has their own opinion on that. It's a totally different. There should be a totally different podcast for that. I don't.
I'm sure there are.
I don't like to talk about this kind of stuff usually, but in recent after recent disasters in the country, including firearms and guns, the president Donald Trump will be meeting with video game executives who will remain nameless because they don't want to be named. He will be meeting with these people to discuss video games and violence and how to further prohibit children from getting access to these kind of things. Which seems like the government is unaware, or at least the White House is unaware that there is already an ESRB that
Educate the parents.
Yeah.
I really don't think there's any much else that you can do other than see the. I mean, hey, little Jimmy walks into GameStop. He wants to buy Call of Duty. World War II just came out. He wants to get it, but
buddy.
he walks to the counter, gives it to the clerk. The clerk says, "I'm sorry, son. Do you have a parent or guardian nearby who can? I can't sell this to you."
I thought that's how it worked.
That is how it works. But the problem is that most kids, they say, "Mommy, I want this for Christmas," and they go get Call of Duty, swipe it, and then
It's the same as bringing them into an R-rated movie.
Yeah, movies, games.
The art media doesn't change. There's violent movies, so you might as well regulate Hollywood too.
Yeah, so I mean, all you need to do is you need to grab your game. Hey, I want to buy this game. I want to buy Mortal Kombat 3 for the Super Nintendo for my child. What is it rated for? Hey, look, it says mature for realistic blood and gore and realistic violence. I'm not sure if I want to subject my kid to that kind of content. So no, I'm sorry, little Jimmy, you can't have this game for Christmas.
And also,
would you like to pick
nowadays,
another game?
You can just get on YouTube and type the name of the game in and see clips of it. It's
Yeah.
even easier
How about a
now.
game like this, Earthworm Jim? It doesn't have a rating on it because ratings weren't out yet.
Well, yeah. It's for sale in U.S., Canada, and Mexico only, though.
Oh, that's interesting.
okay.
It was made in Japan.
But also, did you see, speaking of ESRB, did you see where the ESRB will now be putting in-app purchases if games have loot boxes or anything?
I saw that. I was actually going to bring it up a while back, but
They're actually officially putting that on boxes now, which...
Yeah, they do it with phone
Hurrah.
games. They tell you there's in-app purchases.
I mean...
iTunes.
I don't see why they haven't done that already, to be
I agree.
honest. So that's a good idea. So whenever...
When Disney is trying to pull ties with a publisher because of a loot box fiasco, that's the issue.
All right, so little Jimmy picks this game. Hey, it's Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. Let's pretend that there was microtransactions. Let's pretend this just came out and there's microtransactions in it. You can buy a Santa Claus hat for Ratchet. It's rated T for teen, for crude humor, fantasy violence, and in-app purchases. It'll say that.
What if
In-app
little Jimmy
purchases,
has
that's
a
the official
Play-
title.
I think that's it.
What if little Jimmy has a PlayStation Plus membership and he gets a free M-rated game that month?
That would be up to the parental controls on the system. I think you can actually go and
You can do
set.
that.
Yeah.
You can actually set parental controls on your system to not allow M-rated games to be played.
That's why my child is going to have a Nintendo first.
And you can actually put timers on your systems as well. I know. I actually know a parent. Their child. I think their child's like 14 years old, and they have a timer. So whenever they're playing Xbox, once they start, they only have like so many minutes
window.
for it. It says, "Hey, 5 more minutes, wrap up." It's going to shut down. It shuts off, and they can't play anymore.
Wrap it up.
So, I mean, the Switch has it. I think PS4 has it. Xbox One has it. There are parental systems in place already. People just are unaware, or they just don't care.
They don't care.
That's all there is to it. So I don't know what they're going to talk about this week. So whatever. Like I said, I don't want to insert opinion. I'm stating the facts.
Yeah, this is what's going on.
I'm just stating the facts here and what is actually available. What is in your power. You're going to be a parent soon, and eventually your kids going to want to play video games, possibly. Mm-hmm. So, like you said, you're going to get a Nintendo console. But if you were to let them play PlayStation, or if they see you playing Grand Theft Auto with your friends, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, sure, sit in my lap, let's play Grand Theft Auto. You're probably not going to do that.
Nope.
That wouldn't be a responsible thing to do.
Have to start change. Yeah. So.
I
have to. Well, I'm not going to get into it because it's basically I have to adapt and change because now I'm raising and guiding a life. And I'm responsible, and people don't want to be responsible
because you're the adult and you're the parent. Mm-hmm. There it is.
Yeah.
So stating the facts.
Done.
So that's all I really had to say. Anyone have any other news to talk about, man?
This is kind of there's some big-ish things. It just wasn't a lot of big stuff.
It's kind of a short week, man. Not really much going on.
That's fine.
I actually have a lot of fun budget right now. So I have $50 in a gift card. I've got $10 to Best Buy randomly, and I also have $29 in cash for fun budget as well. So I have a total of about
29.
You got
Portal Knights is $29.99.
So I have about
I need another 99 cents, man.
Yeah, man.
No, it's all right.
Don't tip me. Don't tip me.
Get behind me.
I've like 4 different games on my hit list I want to get. I really been thinking about Monster Hunter a lot because I got friends that are playing it.
I know. A lot of people have been talking about it. My parents at school.
It's kind of it's like they caught lightning in a bottle or something, and they just because Monster Hunter's always been around, but a lot of people are getting into. I think this is the game where it's like, hey, Monster Hunter's a thing, and everyone's like, oh my god, they didn't realize it's been around.
The combat's just not.
It's a little slow for you. I agree, but it is all going to depend on. I will not play the game by myself.
No,
I got one thing. It's not really news, but it's something that I learned myself, so it's news to me, and it got me thinking. I follow a guy on YouTube named Sean Durr. Some of you heard of him. He's like a skateboarder and stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, he owns a competitive gaming team out of Brazil, I think.
Brazil. This is Brazil.
Maybe it's South Africa or somewhere. But anyway, he owns a competitive gaming team.
Okay.
And he recently went into a meeting with the Utah Jazz, the local basketball team.
Yeah.
And because they are thinking about getting their own competitive gaming team. So if all the professional basketball and football teams start having their own competitive gaming teams, that means it could become a lot more mainstream.
Yeah.
And because they're going to want to make money off of it.
The sports would be a good way to. The sports game would be a good segue into that.
Yeah, they have esport teams already. Like
there's an Overwatch League.
Yeah.
Like I think it's called the.
Well, the guy Sean Durr, he owns his own space station gaming is what they call it.
I'm gonna have to look up the names. No,
but just the fact that professional sports leagues are looking into having their own gaming teams means it could.
So it would be the Giants would have the giant football players, but they also have the gamers that play for the Giants.
After I was thinking about it for a while, I was like, okay, so they're all going to be playing Overwatch or something competitive like that.
No, so I have a list here actually of all the sports teams' names for the esports league. The Dallas Fuel, the Shanghai Dragons, the London Spitfire, the Seoul Dynasty. I know of them. I actually heard of them. Seoul, like actual, like Seoul.
Seoul.
FlyQuest, which is United States. Los Angeles Valiant, Florida Mayhem, Houston Outlaws, Boston Uprising, the New York Excelsior, Los Angeles Gladiators, Philadelphia Fusion. I've heard of them, and Edward Gaming Shanghai.
But if that becomes
like that logo, man,
if that becomes mainstream and it's like legit on CBS and NBC alongside the football games, and they're playing Overwatch or some other super hyped up competitive game, how's that going to sway the gaming community? Because all the people are going to want to make the next big game that's going to be competitive on TV. They're not going to want to make non-competitive games anymore.
I don't think everyone will. I think there's a niche.
That's where the money's going to be for these big companies and stuff, you know.
For the most part, it's already kind of like that. like people like Fortnite. I mean, that's the reason they made
Fortnite's getting huge.
That's why they made Battle Royale, because
Cashed
they
in
saw how
success
PUBG
that PUBG was doing.
So I mean, I think that's already a thing. I think it's just going to depend on developers and if they
It
want
will.
to take that. Like Nintendo,
You're gonna have your developers
and-
going to stay true to the roots.
like Nintendo, they're not going to do
Nintendo,
anything.
Bethesda's going to stay true to that.
Rockstar's
gonna stay true to that.
they're not gonna be doing anything that's.
I think it'd be more your publishers, your Activisions, and well, if he has a thing within the next couple of years, if they get bought out by somebody else. If there was any publisher that was going to do it, it'd be EA, because they're the ones that shut down Visceral because there's no
Just
there's
really had me
no
thinking about
need
the
for
future,
single player.
the future of
anymore.
gaming and where it was headed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think it's gonna be too bad. I mean, I think you're gonna see games that are gonna try. You're gonna see a lot more developers trying to be the next
Yeah.
big thing. But there's only so many people who can handle being the big thing. Like Blizzard, they know how to handle it. They know how to handle their community, and they know how to handle, patching games, fixing games, bug fixes.
Yeah.
That's just what they're good at.
They have their own con, for crying out loud.
Yeah. So, but that's a good point, though, Brad.
Yeah.
Thank you. You just really had
Will
me
it
thinking.
affect something? No. Or maybe it'll breed new development companies.
Maybe so.
Actually make the industry increase. There'll be a bigger job market for future. Possible. I don't know.
It's very possible.
Yeah, I'd like to be a part of that market, but we're in Louisiana, so.
EA has a headquarters. Are they still here? Is EA still here?
It's-
EA Sports?
So it's a
EA Sports.
game
One
testing.
of those
testing.
sports, but they're
Yeah,
here.
it'd be like basically like
It's a
grandma's
foot in the
boy.
door.
Well, anyway, is that everyone done?
Yeah.
I'm done. That's it.
All right,
That's all
short
I got.
episode, guys.
Yeah, it's fine.
Side quests.
So you don't have a main topic today? No main topic?
No main topic.
That's it. That's all the gaming stuff I got.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, we didn't have any main things planned. So.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, okay.
dude.
What side quests? This could be
Side
side
quests.
quests. What? Good grief!
Can you talk?
Can't talk. My brain, help! So last week was close to the 3-year freaking anniversary of our show, and we had a reminiscent episode. We reminisced about our favorite podcast episodes,
Yeah.
both from this season and the first season. Do you have any, Brad, that you think that come to mind, like your favorites, favorite moments in an episode, favorite quotes? And we did serious, and we did
I
stupid.
like the part where Steven talks about World of Warcraft.
Oh, so you like every episode except
yeah.
this one?
Yeah. Yeah. I like every episode.
No, actually, I liked when we started bringing in more than just 3 people. Like we had 4 people. Or
Oh,
maybe
okay, the
if it
4 people
was-
dynamic.
I just thought it was cool because we had more opinions.
I think the first 4-person dynamic was Brent with.
It was. Drunk
GTA.
entropy. Yeah.
I like bringing in different people.
Yeah, I agree. More opinions, more to talk about.
For those of you who
Sure.
don't know, I'm behind the camera sometimes.
Yeah.
So if I'm not here, I might be over there.
It was nice to
I'm
have
here,
Tyler's
and
interpretation of all
Emily.
that stuff. That was really
Yeah,
cool.
Tyler joined in quite a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was just listening to the video game music episode. That was my first time listening to it all the way through. It's pretty good stuff, man.
I told you, Shadow of the Colossus, I think, was your top. I mean, it
It
really
was-
wasn't a top, but it was
it
your
was-
top.
it was pretty
It's the last
close.
one we talked
Yeah.
about. Okay, so I have a side quest. I have a big one and one I want to talk about. Everyone knows we're going to have a baby, but Monday we're going to have a baby. You won't see me next Friday.
Monday.
So
Oh,
my
you can
wife
squeeze it
is
in.
yeah, right. Hey, I've been playing this. See you later. No,
I've been playing this game.
Do you know that they actually make a wand? No, not to wipe the poop, but to put the butt paste on when they get chafed. There's actually a wand, so you don't have to get your fingers dirty. So it's like a paddle, and you go, and you can spread it on
You
there.
can just
I'm learning all this. This is all new to me.
you can double up on playing The Sims, so you get used to having a baby.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. My characters in The Sims and the chick I was dating, we just proposed, so we're not at the kid level yet. But you can try for a baby before you get married.
Yeah,
if you
you
want
can.
to. Woohoo! You can
You
woohoo.
can woohoo.
Can you woohoo? Like, can you choose the woohoo without children?
Yeah, there's woohoo. No, it gives you the option when both your Sims are being flirty. You can both get.
Can you accidentally?
No,
okay.
no. You can woohoo or you can try for a baby. It'll literally say you can say. Sometimes it'll be underneath each other.
Sounds like the life of the sim is great.
Yeah.
There it is.
There
Fireworks go off.
There it is. The little crystal in their head goes all crazy.
Yeah. But no, so we're gonna induce
There's like a
Monday.
Oh man, Sims Gushers, man. I gotta have me with an episode title here, by the way.
Oh no. We're gonna have a baby Monday. Hopefully everything goes well.
Congratulations.
Thank
on
you.
Preemptive fatherhood.
So very excited for that. And testing for 6th Degree. We're doing grand openings at the new location. It's just been like all good stuff, but just like all at once. Just nuts. So, but no, the cool side quest I want to talk about was I brought it up on the podcast, I think in the first season. So the show Maggie, the movie Maggie, with Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I always want to watch that.
Did you ever watch it?
No.
Okay, so it was on Sci-Fi the other day, and I was at the house, and so I didn't get to see. I mean, I think it's on Netflix right now, so I probably might go back and watch what I missed. So we were interested in it because it was a kind of a neat take on zombie outbreak, and Arnold's in a serious role.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was a really good movie, but it is a sad movie.
Oh, of course it is.
It's super sad. It's now we joke and say an artsy fartsy movie, but it really is one of those movies where it just does the scenery. Like there's one scene where Arnold's burning his crops, and it's just you see just the hand holding the torch, and you see the crops burn. So it's got a lot of that imagery, but it does it in a very well done way that you feel what's going on. And so what's really crazy is you would think, all right, there's the problem with that movie is so right now it's present day. There is a zombie outbreak, but the catch with this zombie outbreak is it's not the typical zombie like you're bit, you have a couple minutes to live, turn, and it's just violence, gore, and blood and guts like any other zombie movies. It takes like 4 to 6 weeks, and you hear on the radio talking about it. So what's crazy about that is when you're bit, it's kind of like, hey, the C word, you have cancer. Like it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
And so it plays on that. And so Abigail Breslin, who's Maggie, Arnold's daughter, is in this prime of her life. She's 16, 17, dating boys, and now all of a sudden, you're going to be a zombie. But what's crazy
So
is...
you don't have to get bit, it can happen?
No, you get bit.
Okay.
So same thing. But they do it so well that the movie actually plays on the zombie thing like it could be something that really happened in real life, because basically you turn necrotic. Mm-hmm. But what's crazy is it turns you into a primal instinct, which is why while she's turning, there's a fox that was caught in one of the cages, and she has like these thoughts in her head of just like violence, and you see like I think she sees over and over when she got bit. And she just all of a sudden goes for it, and she comes running the house. She's got blood all over her face, and she's crying. She's like, "I don't know what I did. It's playing on, because no other zombie movie really does that. It's like, oh, you got bit, you die, and you're a zombie. Yeah. And then it's like instantly, I'm not that person anymore.
The only thing I can think of is I think it's Day of the Dead with John Leguizamo's in it.
Oh Lord!
When he gets bit, and he's like, you want me to do you? You want me to shoot you? And he's like, nah, I always kind of want to see how the other side lives.
Yeah. It's that was more of a comedic role, but this is like serious, and like she goes and is a scene where she goes and her friends come to pick her up, and it's like so heavily sad because like they're all the girls picking Maggie up as like trying to be nice and positive and everything, but they know this is gonna be the last outing they're gonna have. Because she only has a matter of time. Like when and she talks to another boy, and the little boys, you can see his skin starting to turn, and it's the girl. So they have a kiss. It's their last kiss before their humanity's gone, and like they leave, and she's like, and they're talking like they're gonna see each other in school tomorrow, and then they realize this is the last time I'll see you, and they cry and they hug and they leave. But Arnold's dealing with, he doesn't want to let her go. There's a quarantine center, and you find out the quarantine centers are supposed to be made sound like we basically euthanize you. It's all a slow process. And then you find out through one of the kids talking that they just dump you in there. There's not the different levels of quarantine. It's just you all get dumped in there, bit 8, and they just pretty much shoot you all. And so you're like, wow. So Maggie's finding out. She's telling Arnold, look, I'm not going to quarantine like the cops are telling me to do. You have to do it for me. And so I won't spoil it for you guys. I'll let you watch it because the ending is just like takes the feels and just pulls your heart out and then punches you with it. Sure. I was surprised.
Some Last of Us level stuff.
Yes, I was gonna wrap it up. Just think of The Last of Us, that scene with the dad and daughter, and it's just that. But anyways, the only thing that was a little off, if I had a con for it, is Arnold does a really good job in a serious role. The only thing is he didn't really have that many lines.
It's Arnold. That's probably the best way to do it.
But it just, you can tell, like, his name is Wade, and, like, it's all in this. He's a farmer, and so it's his country backwoods, and everybody's got a country accent, but Arnold's got Arnold, so he just... And then I'll explain his background, you assume, okay, well, maybe he's from the farm country, and he went and became a farmer. So, which is not a big deal.
Gotcha.
But go watch Maggie. Oh, great movie. I was pleasantly surprised by it, because we heard it come out, and then we didn't really hear anything about it.
Yeah.
So,
I always wanted to watch that movie. Brad, did you do side quests yet?
I haven't been doing anything.
No, me neither. Hey, spring's here.
My brother's getting married.
Yeah, our brother's getting married Saturday. I gotta go do that. Have you got the email for your suit yet?
No.
Me neither. I need to go pick that up. They haven't said anything. But yeah, springtime, there's pollen in the air. My allergies are already acting up.
I'm putting off cutting grass. Have you cut grass yet?
I did. Did you see my yard outside, man?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I walked around there for 15 minutes.
I cut it yesterday because I knew I wasn't going to cut it today. But actually, last year, my allergies did not act up at all last year. But today, dude, I was sneezing and scratching like crazy.
And it's just like the 2nd of March.
Dude, it's like, ugh,
sucks.
it's bad. Anyway,
on that note,
that's the show.
That's it.
I'm Brandon. Thanks so much for watching on RSS. Listening to us on the RSS feeds. Watching on YouTube, Facebook, wherever. Like, comment, subscribe. It helps
Thank you guys.
Helps us a bunch. And click all these different areas to watch other things that we make. Mr. Langston, I know you've got the kid on the way. We will gauge the activity for the show.
I really want to try to be back for a run around when Kirby comes around.
If you let me know...
After March 16th.
You let me know if you can make it as a permanent like you are now. Because if not, I have projects I can do.
Okay.
You know what? Next Friday, we're going to have a rehearsal dinner. So, won't be able to podcast on Friday anyway.
That's right. I don't know.
I'm
new. I don't know. Click these different things. I'm Brandon.
I'm Jacob.
That's Brad.
That's Brad.
Peace.
See you next week, or see you whenever.